All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. We're watching a really fascinating transformation happen right before our eyes in the automotive world. The BMW M2 has long been celebrated as the smallest, most agile, and honestly, perhaps the most traditional M car in the lineup. It's always been that compact, rear-wheel drive sports coupe that prioritizes raw driving feel over outright numbers. But right now, this beloved machine is undergoing a massive identity shift. It's growing up, packing way more technology and challenging the very core of what purists expect. There's a quote from our sources comparing the latest M2 CS to its rivals that just absolutely nails it. Quote, "The BMW delivers incredible pace lined with a layer of wanton lunacy." I mean, how great is that phrasing? It completely hooks you into that thrilling, kind of unhinged spirit that has always defined the M2. It's a car that demands your attention and rewards you with pure adrenaline. But as we'll see today, channeling that lunacy is becoming a much more highly engineered affair. Here's the roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the M2's identity shift, see how the CS stacks up against the Cayman GTS, tackle the transmission tug-of-war, look at the new M xDrive, break down pre-chamber combustion, and wrap up with how BMW is preserving that classic M magic.
All right, part one, the M2 identity shift, growing up.
For the longest time, BMW purposefully kept the entry-level M2 slightly leashed, right? They didn't want it stepping on the toes of the bigger M3 and M4. Well, throw that old playbook right out the window. The new M2 CS has been handed the exact same S58 3-liter twin-turbo straight-six engine that you'll find in the M4 competition. We're talking a massive 523 brake horsepower. That is a huge 89 horsepower jump from the last M2 CS. It rockets from 0 to 62 in literally 3.8 seconds. So yeah, it's definitely not the little sibling anymore. This thing is a full-blown heavyweight contender. Moving on to Section 2, the M2 CS versus the Cayman GTS, a real clash of titans. So, with all this newfound muscle, how does the muscular BMW actually stack up against the lightweight, mid-engine benchmark? Philosophically, these two are just worlds apart. The Porsche Cayman GTS is like a scalpel, a mid-engine precision tool that gives you instant confidence the second you sit in that really focused wraparound interior. The M2 CS, though, it's a front-engine hooligan. It has incredibly high extremes of ability, but you really have to build up to them. You've got to draw more out of yourself as a driver to unlock that wanton lunacy we talked about. Although to be fair, our sources note that BMW definitely offers a much more modern and everyday usable cabin. Let's actually crunch the hard numbers, side by side here. The M2 CS has a huge horsepower advantage, 523 compared to the Porsche's 395. But wait, look at the weight. The BMW tips the scales at 1,700 kilograms. That makes it 265 kilos heavier than the Cayman. To put that in perspective, that's literally like carrying around 3 extra adult passengers. But because the Porsche is so incredibly light, its power-to-weight ratio keeps things super competitive. Despite the massive power gap, their 0 to 62 times are separated by just 0.2 of a second. It perfectly proves how shedding weight can go toe-to-toe with brute force. Which brings us to Section 3, the transmission tug-of-war. Manual versus automatic. Now, as the M2 gets heavier and pushes more power, the connection between driver and machine sparks this endless debate. So let me ask you, is faster always better? When you're configuring a sports car like this, do you chase the absolute best lap times, or do you prioritize the pure, physical sensation of driving? Well, if you go with the 8-speed automatic, you gain exactly 0.2 seconds in your 0 to 60 sprint. The auto knocks it out in 4 seconds flat, compared to 4.2 for the manual. And our sources point out that the automatic is just incredibly seamless. It slushes gears together perfectly when you're stuck in traffic, and then delivers these lightning-fast, aggressive shifts the second you push it. Objectively speaking, it's highly efficient, and yes, it is absolutely faster. But the manual gearbox, even if it's a bit slower on the stopwatch, delivers this totally unbeatable feel-good factor. Let's be real. Both of these cars are frankly too fast to drive to their absolute limits on public roads anyway. So when you aren't ringing it out on a track, that manual transmission adds a crucial layer of driver involvement. It keeps the pure fun alive even at totally legal speeds. Okay, Section 4. Enter the xDrive. AWD arrives. Now, if the automatic transmission raised some purist eyebrows, the 2027 model year is bringing the most dramatic evolution yet. For the very first time ever, the M2 is getting an all-wheel drive system, and the result? A blistering new 0 to 60 time of just 3.6 seconds. That is 0.3 of a second quicker than the rear-wheel drive automatic. By sending power to all four wheels, the xDrive system just completely transforms the car's grip and off-the-line acceleration.
But, of course, that speed comes at a cost. Slapping on all that all-wheel drive hardware adds roughly 185 pounds to the car. That brings the total curb weight of the US spec model to a rather hefty 3,988 pounds. I mean, for a compact sports coupe, that is a substantial amount of mass you're carrying into a corner.
Let's take a closer look at the engineering here, though, because BMW definitely knew they had to reassure the M purists. This isn't your standard everyday commuter all-wheel drive. Under normal driving conditions, 100% of the power is still going straight to the rear wheels, so it totally retains that classic tail-happy M character. The front wheels really only join the party when the rears run out of grip. And the best part? If you dig into the menus and turn off the stability control, you can activate a pure two-wheel drive mode. It's kind of the best of both worlds. You get the safety and traction of all-wheel drive for winter driving, but you can still switch over to pure sliding fun for the track. Moving to Section 5, Pre-Chamber Combustion M-Ignite Tech.
Alongside all that all-wheel drive goodness, BMW is bringing a really fascinating new piece of engine technology to the table. It's called BMW M-Ignite. Developed directly from their racing programs, this tech introduces a pre-chamber combustion process. So instead of a standard spark plug just firing directly into the main cylinder, actually scratch that, let's back up. A smaller pre-chamber fires first, and that ignites the main chamber much more completely and efficiently. It's a brilliant piece of mechanical engineering happening right there inside the straight six.
So, what does this actually mean for you, the driver? Well, it translates to significantly lower fuel consumption when you're really pushing the car hard. If you're at a track day, it means you can stay out for longer sessions on a single tank of gas. Plus, it helps the engine meet those super strict EU7 emission standards. Unfortunately, though, because of some regulatory differences, US buyers are actually going to miss out on this specific piece of tech.
Finally, Section 6, Preserving the Magic, Expanding the Lineup.
With all this added weight, the automatic gearboxes, and the all-wheel drive, has the M2 compromised its soul? Well, the absolutely crucial point here is that at $73,600, the new xDrive is an addition to the lineup, not a replacement. BMW isn't taking away the rear-wheel drive manual transmission M2. Buyers still have a choice. This just allows the M2 to serve drivers in winter climates or folks who want that ultimate stoplight speed without completely alienating the traditionalists who still want a lighter, simpler car.
Which leaves us with this final thought. As modern sports cars continue to evolve, inevitably gaining weight but masking it with incredible horsepower and all-wheel drive grip, does adding all these advanced systems actually make the M2 a better car or just a faster one? That's a question every enthusiast has to answer for themselves the next time they grab the keys. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.